What's up, y'all?
Come get this commentary.
The best on these streets. I'm about to start the club up. Let me see who's here. What's up, everybody? I am at work. I will not be participating in the chat right now, but I had missed this. And I said, you know what? I'm going to watch it with y'all. So I'm going to be watching it, but I am working. I will not be commenting. Thank you for being here. The Shanquella Robinson's family have hired attorney Ben Crump. I can't remember if they had been hired him or this was recent, but nonetheless, he did mention in the video that they have retained his services, and it's time. So I am excited that we see some action. He's making them be accountable. Okay. So let's get to the video. Again, I am at work. I am only listening. I'm not watching this. I can't comment with y'all, but I'm watching. If I can comment, I will. But I missed the whole thing. So I said I'll share it with all of us.
Good morning. Is everyone ready? Thank you for your patience. Obviously, this has been a long journey thus far to getting justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice for Shanquella Robinson.
Justice for Shanquella Robinson.
I'm attorney Ben Crump, along with my law partner, attorney Sue Ann Robinson. We have the honor of being joined by the queen of the movement, Tamika Mallory, and Until Freedom with Professor Angelo Pina and my son, the General. We are so grateful that Until Freedom never stopped fighting for Miss Robinson, never. Even when everybody seems to sweep it under the rug, they stayed the course. Also, we have present with us the NAACP president here in Washington, Akusa, and we have Mario Black from Million Youth March of Charlotte, North Carolina, where Shanquella Robinson hailed from. But most importantly, we have present with us her sister, Quila Long, and her mother, Miss Robinson. You can only imagine what she has endured in these 18 weeks. You can only imagine. And so she's not alone. We're standing with her, and we will never, ever leave her pursuit for justice because Shanquella Robinson life matters.
That's right.
And so let's give you just a little background of what got us here today. And I'm so grateful to Attorney Robinson for going above and beyond for Justice Roland Martin. I mean, my law partner did things that make her heroic, not just as a lawyer, but as a strong Black woman who sees the humanity in Shanquella Robinson as possibly somebody who could be her own flesh and blood. That's what humanity requires. So thank you, Attorney Sue Ann Robinson, from the bottom of my heart. Shanquella, as we know, was 25 years old. She was from Charlotte, North Carolina. Her date of death is October 29, 2022. She was reported dead on October 29th. Her mom, Miss Robinson, is here. I told you her sister, Quilla Long, is here. It's important to know that Shanquella Robinson graduated from Winston-Salem State University, a great historically Black college and university in North Carolina. She was a hairstylist. She owned a clothing boutique. She worked for an insurance agency. And as Tamika Mallory and I just marveled at how wonderful of a person she was, she also braided little Black girls' hair. That was her profession. That's what she did every day, all day. And obviously, she was an influencer on social media. It has been 126 days since she died. That's 18 weeks. Video footage of her being beaten literally to death was released on November 16, 2022, 108 days ago, 15 weeks and 3 days, and still, with all this visual evidence, nobody has been arrested.
That's right. That's right.
Nobody has been arrested. And as my son, the general, always talks about, Black lives matter, our black children lives matter. And people always try to say, well, you all don't show up when black people get killed by other black people. You only show up if a white police officer get killing a black person. No, that's not it. Oftentimes we can't get the media to cover it. But my son, Until Freedom, our law firm, we have been showing up when black people get killed unjustly, whether it's a white person who killed them or it's a black person who killed them. Because Shanquella Robinson, life matters.
That's right.
Shanquella Robinson, life matters. 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 In the video, a woman who was identified by witness as Dajanay Jackson is seen brutally beating Shanquella Robinson while she is stark naked. I argue it's just as bad to Mika Mallory or worse than how they beat Tyree Nichols to death. I mean, you look at those videos, they are both horrific, inhumane. The travel mates who went to Mexico with her, I mean, you're talking about adding insult to injury. Sabina, the travel mates returned from Mexico to the United States and told Miss Robinson she died of alcohol poisoning. They failed to mention the fight or what we saw in that video, Roland Martin, that Shanquella Robinson had a head injury, that she was attacked, that they were joking about it, texting about what happened in the aftermath of the tragedy. But they never mentioned that to Miss Robinson. We are asking for high level of diplomatic intervention from the President of the United States and the State Department to do what is necessary to bring the person or the people who are responsible for the murder of Shanquella Robinson to justice. Let me repeat that again. We are asking for high-level intervention, diplomatic intervention from the President of the United States and the State Department to do whatever is necessary to bring justice to Shanquella Robinson by the person or the persons responsible for her death. It's not a hard act. When you look at that video, it is not a hard act. And when you think about when white women go missing, it's not a hard act. My colleagues will get more into that later. Now, the family retained us, and my law partner, Sue Ann Robinson, as I said, she went above and beyond. The family asked her, and she went on a fact-finding mission to Mexico on their behalf after being advised by us that the Mexican authorities were not doing their job. That's what the U.S. said. The Mexican authorities were not doing their job in regards to investigating this crime. And so, for black people to get justice often in America and certainly abroad, we can't we have to go above and beyond. And Sue Ann Robinson went above and beyond. I mean, this sister, she went down to Mexico for a week. I mean, had threats to her safety. She's a mother of two beautiful little girls, but she saw that she could not justify staying safe and playing it safe while Miss Robinson's daughter had been killed. So Sue Ann Robinson deserves all the credit in the world for going down there and getting the evidence necessary for us to come here today and to say to the department that it is clear Mexico has advised that their investigation is complete. They have identified a suspect. That suspect is currently out free in the United States of America. And that is not right that the suspects and the people involved are sleeping comfortably in their own beds at night. If they are guilty of a crime, then the United States government should do one or two things. One, they should either extradite the person who murdered Shanquella Robinson to Mexico to face the charges and the crimes that have been alleged against her. Or two, they should take jurisdiction. Mexico is willing to give jurisdiction to the United States to bring a case for those responsible for killing Shanquella Robinson to justice. And the only question is, State Department, President Biden, what are you going to do to bring justice for this brokenhearted family, especially this mother of Shanquella Robinson? It's not a hard ask. Either extradite the killer or take jurisdiction so you can prosecute the killer. It's simple. And so my co-counsel is going to go into details with you, and then you're going to hear a couple of people, especially my sister Tamika Mallory, who is going to make the case even more plain, because we can't have different justice systems depending on the ethnicity of the victim. We can't have one set of justice for white women and another set of justice for black women. We got to have one justice system for the United States of America. And so that's why Attorney Robinson deserves just so much credit for going to get the evidence that is necessary for us to now make the case for justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Now you're going to hear from my partner, Attorney Sue Ann Robinson. Y'all give her a big round of applause. This sister here, I'm so proud to work with her.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I want to first and publicly, which I do every day, thank Mrs. Robinson and, Quilla, for putting their shoulder to the plow to seek justice on behalf of Shanquella Robinson. I'm thanking them for doing something that so often only Black and brown families have to do. They have to grieve their loved one. They have to adjust to normalize their life with the loss of their loved one. And at the same time, they have to become part of a movement, part of a club that no one asked to be in. They have to beg for dignity and respect in death. They have to seek justice on behalf of their loved ones. They don't have the privacy to grieve and do those things in private. So I want to thank them publicly for turning their pain into purpose and for giving me the honor of assisting in their case. We've been doing this for a very long time. Black women have been having to come to the front lines against oppression because of our intersectionality. We're Black and we're females. And so based on that alone, we have a unique set of oppressions we have to deal with and fight against since Mamie Till. And I stand today on her shoulders, on the shoulders of all the Black women who have to grieve publicly in order to push the most important work of our time forward, which is that we would receive equal treatment. That's right. That we would also receive equal justice under the laws of the country that we're born in. Shanquella was a beautiful, adventurous entrepreneur. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to know her in life. But getting to know her in death has changed my life. And no one should have to suffer the indignities that she did. We deserve to live peaceful lives, enjoy vacations, and die old, peaceful deaths.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Being on the ground in Mexico on a fact-finding mission was surreal. I'm an attorney. I went to law school. I know what the laws are. I know I'm a former prosecutor. I know what the Department of Justice can do if someone flees from justice. So for me, on behalf of this family, to have to physically go and seek justice on their behalf was unreal. In another country, with another language. Going to those places, going to the police station, going to the Attorney General's office, going to the Mexican Red Cross, going to the office of the doctor that attended to her, going to the actual villa and the places where she walked, where she spent her last moments, trying to find answers for this family was absolutely unreal. Nobody should have to do that for something that is equal and fair. They're not asking for anything special. They're not asking for anything unique. They're asking for their government to intervene in a case and take jurisdiction for a crime that we all saw unfold on video.
That's correct.
My Lord.
The most important thing from the case going to Mexico, I learned two things. One, that Quilla and Mrs. Robinson are creating their own path to find justice in an international case, because there isn't a path to get information, to find out what's happening on your case, to find out what happened to your loved one. There is no such path. They are creating the path. And number two, most importantly, because they were being ping-ponged between the U.S. authorities and Mexican authorities, they got sick of it. No one was returning their phone calls. Mexican authorities confirmed that they have completed their investigation. We've had the opportunity to review some of the packet, and it has been sent. The ball is clearly in the United States court. The State Department, the Department of Justice, the ball is in your court.
That's right.
Do what you have to do. In Mexico, we went to the U.S. consulate, who is supposed to be the liaison and the protection for American citizens abroad. We got no such warm greeting. We got no such constitutional rights. We got no such assistance, liaison information. In fact, we were almost impeded and advised that if the family needed more information, they should talk to the 6 travel mates that went to Cabo with Shanquella.
Outrageous.
Who was the accessories to the murder.
Right. Outrageous.
The level of disrespect to Shanquella Robinson's dignity, even in death, is unreal. We had to go ourselves to the Attorney General, explain to them, hey, we're not just trying to show up here. We tried to follow the protocol, but we're not going to leave without any information. And we were assisted by the Mexican authorities, who advised The ball is in your court. We've sent everything over to Interpol. We've sent everything over to the FBI. They advise that the case is a top priority for them. I haven't been advised of that by the State Department here at all. Have you guys been told that? Okay. The issue now is that there has to be a high level of diplomatic intervention. And I say high level to be tongue in cheek because, to be honest, the highest level is right here. That's why we're here. President Biden, the head of the Department of Justice, the State Department, you've all got calls from our office. And no answers. You've got letters. Let's do what's right by Shanquella Robinson, and let's always do what's right by Black women.
Yes.
I work every single day in what I call the most important work of our time, because I would like this job to become obsolete. I would like to have to stop coming before the press and begging for dignity and respect on behalf of my Black clients. Put us out of business, please. President Biden, Department of Justice, State Department, International Affairs, it's on y'all.
That's right.
And we're waiting right here until justice is served for this family. Thank you.
Great. That's right. Great.
Thank you so much, Attorney Sue Ann Robinson. And it should not be that our office has to step in and try to do the work for the United States Department of Justice or the State Department itself. So heartfelt. I can only imagine you being in the villa after seeing that video. And again, like Attorney Robinson said, Tamika Mallory and Sue Ann Robinson, it has been strong Black women leading this effort. And I think that's important because we have to step up for our people. If nobody else will step up for us, we got to step up for our people. And so my sign is never lost on me that they try to say we only show up and show out when it's white people who kill us. No, when anybody kill us unjustly, we stand up for justice. And so the President of the United States, the State Department, the Justice Department has to do those two things. Either they're going to extradite the killer of Shanquella Robinson or they're going to take jurisdiction. It is that simple. And we won't take one day off of demanding our allies at the White House or anywhere else that we stand up for Black people getting justice, even if it's inconvenient for you. Even if you think it's a nuisance for you. Well, we don't think Shanquella Robinson was a nuisance. We don't think that she was insignificant. We don't think that she was irrelevant. And we don't think that she was inferior. She was a strong, brilliant Black woman, the best that we had to offer the world. And that's why we're going to continue to fight for justice for Shanquella Robinson. And we're so happy that we have all type of organizations, civil rights organizations, standing on the front line with us. I have the honor of having President Kuswa Ali of the Washington chapter of the NAACP come and present to you in this fight for justice. President Ali, thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. Good morning. Again, my name is Akoshua Ali. I am the president of the NAACP Washington, D.C. branch. And I first want to extend our condolences to the family for your loss. And then also thank and commend Attorney Benjamin Crump and his amazing team and my sister, Tamika Mallory, both of who have been iconic civil rights leaders continuing to champion this fight for racial equality and justice. As we stand at the beginning of Women's History Month, it is appalling that we have to lift up not only the mantra that Black Lives Matter, but Black women matter. And in this country, we cannot continue to allow the double standard of how Black women are victimized and are undervalued compared to how white women who have also been victimized and murdered, but are championed and glorified by the media, and their lives are valued more. If this country is truly to embody what it stands for, what our ancestors lived for, what our ancestors bled and died for, we have to represent that in all aspects of our systems, our criminal justice systems, our law, and international and diplomatic relations. So I charge you all, as we stand on the shoulders of not only Black women, but all people who have fought for social justice and equality in this country, to use your voice, stand in your power, and demand justice for Shanquella Robinson.
Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Thank you so much, President Ali, for your great leadership. Next, we are going to have a woman who really, in all regards, represents the queen of the social justice movement taking place in America today. We grew up together fighting for Trayvon Martin and everybody in between, and now we land here at Justice for Shanquella Robinson. She is the epitome of Black women leadership in America today as we stand in front of the National Council of Negro Women. And her and Sue Ann Robinson, y'all know sometimes I get a little busy, but these sisters, they will not ever let us forget that all our Black people life matter, and we can never forget that Black women matter even more when we think about how disrespected and neglected they have been in history. And so the person who continue to remind us we're going to fight just as hard for our sisters as we fight for our brothers on a daily basis here in the United States and abroad is none other than Until Freedom co-founder, my sister, the queen of the movement, Tamika Mallory.
Good morning. First of all, let me just say thank you all so much for showing up today. This family needs support. It is all too often that when Black women are harmed, people don't show up. We fight against that. It is a struggle that we deal with in this movement often, that we cannot find people to stand solid and to continue to show up months and months and months later as these situations unfold. So I want to thank those who drove up from North Carolina. Yes. I want to thank all of you who've come out today to be here and to be present for Shanquella Robinson's family. I also want to thank my co-founders of Until Freedom, Attorney Angelo Pinto, my son Lennon, and Linda Sarsour, for taking my leadership, which oftentimes I come to them with a lot of crazy things, and they listen and they back me up and they support me. And if I say this is an issue that we need to get involved with, we do it for all of us. We do it for one another. But specifically, I want to say, as a Black woman in this organization, that I appreciate that they take it seriously to stand up for justice for Black women. I truly do take it as it is on my behalf. You know, this is not a difficult thing to understand, as Attorney Crump has said. It is not complicated.
That's right.
There was a woman, forget about being a Black woman. A woman was beaten to death on camera. And she returned from a vacation with her neck and back, her spine broken. It's very simple. We saw an attack. It'd be one thing if you did not see a video, and perhaps we could come up with some other explanation for what happened to her. But in this case, what we see is very clear. She was beaten to death.
That's right.
And if she wasn't beaten to death, somebody needs to tell us exactly what happened. And there are 6 people who were there who know the answers, and they need to be present somewhere where they are being asked and demanded of the truth.
Say that.
Particularly the person who we saw, and I want to correct something that has been said. And I am asking every single person from the media to be careful about the narrative.
Come on.
I know that my brother Roland Martin will be careful about this, and I'm asking all of you. There was not a fight.
Come on.
There was no fight that took place in that house. There was an attack against one person. We did not see a fight. In fact, we hear the other individuals on the video asking her whether or not she was willing to fight back for herself, as they joked while she was naked. And she tells them clearly, no, she does not want to fight. And they continue to allow her to be beaten, and then her neck and spine was broken, and she returned home to her family in a box. That is what happened.
Come on.
It is not complicated.
Come on.
So as my sister, Sunshine Anderson from Charlotte, North Carolina, who couldn't be here but has been a great supporter of this family, would say, when you tell us it's complicated and there's issues, we've heard it all before. And we don't want to hear it anymore. We want to see that there is movement, action, that something happens for Shanquella Robinson. Forget about her being a black woman. She is a woman, and she is a United States citizen, and we know what you can do.
Say that.
We know what you can do.
Say that.
Let me tell you why we know what you can do. Because we've seen you do it before.
That's right.
When Natalie Holloway went missing in Aruba, America stopped. It stood still. Even I stood still.
Come on.
We shared the information. When the White House had press conferences, they were asked questions about her. The media would not let it die.
Come on now.
Natalie Holloway was in our homes every day, and she should have been. And so should Shanquella Robinson.
Say that.
And so should Shanquella Robinson.
Right.
I want to thank my dear sister, Rabbi Bara Elman. Come on over here, Bara Elman. The rabbi has come down to show that this is not just about black women. This is about all women. And that we must all stand together in saying that enough is enough of this country disrespecting our people and disrespecting humanity. The question that I have for President Biden, for Merrick Garland, the head of Department of Justice, the question that I have for the head of the United States State Department, what would you do if it was your child?
Come on now.
What would you want to see happen in this country if it was your child who was beaten to death on camera without clothes? Imagine that her family had to watch a video of their baby, their sister, being beat to death with no clothes on and no support. What would you want President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, what would you want as a black woman if you saw your sister being beaten like that? How would you move? What calls would you make? What would you expect in terms of the answers that this family has not been provided? They have been told that there's no information that can be given to them, but that they will get a call back. No family wants to hear that. They should be invited on a regular basis to conversations where it is clear what this country is doing. Now, some will say, I'm sure when they start with their narrative, they are going, I see it's raining and we're going to be quick. They will say that they're doing a lot. But the problem is that this country does not have a good reputation of protecting black women. And so therefore, we cannot take your word for it. We want to see it with our eyes and hear it with our ears. We want the same attention that other white women have received. And in fact, we are calling it the white women missing treatment. We want to see that put in action for Shanquella Robinson. Move expeditiously, use your resources, and be intentional about justice for this young sister. Because as you know, we will not go away. We didn't leave Breonna Taylor's family, and we will not leave Shanquella Robinson's family.
Amen. Thank you, Tamika. Thank you. And we know it's starting to rain, so we're going to move expeditiously. Let's get an umbrella over mom and sister here. And we're gonna have quickly Mario Black come and present from Charlotte, North Carolina. Been fighting on the front line. Black Millions Youth March of Charlotte and Salisbury. Mario Black.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mario Black, founder of Million Youth March of Charlotte and Salisbury, an organization birthed in Charlotte. Stand with families during their times. I made a vow in December when we had the official rally at Little Rock AME Zion Church. Pastor Dwayne Walker and Lady Walker opened their doors for us to have the rally. I made a vow to this family that day that I would stand with them that day until moving forward. December, we had the rally. January, we celebrated her birthday, 26th birthday. 2 weeks ago, we mailed letters to Washington, D.C. We mailed letters to Mexico, 1,000 pink envelopes to Washington and to Mexico, demanding justice for Shanquella Robinson. We want justice. President Obama, Vice President Kamala Harris, let's make it happen. This is what this family needs. This is what this family wants. And when I was reached out to 2 days ago about being here today, I said, absolutely. So I thank you, Tamika, my sister, Tamika Mallory. We're getting to know each other, love her to death, love her mission. To my brother, Ben Crump, thank you for everything that you do. No justice, no peace. Arrest the Cabo Six. Say what? No justice, no peace.
Arrest the Cabo Six. No justice, no peace. Arrest the Cabo Six. Thank you so much, Mario Black, for your great leadership. And now we're going to hear from Miss Robinson, the mother of Shanquella Robinson. And then as we bow, my attorney Robinson, attorney Paige White, Monique Press, everybody on our legal team, we're going to go and present the evidence to the Department of Justice, and we're going to demand justice for Shanquella Robinson. It's that simple. And so please give your attention to the mother of Shanquella Robinson as she bears her soul to you.
My name is Salamandra Robinson. I am the mother of Shanquella Robinson. I am here in Washington, D.C. today asking for answers about what happened for my daughter. I don't wish the terrible nightmare on anyone. My daughter was brutally beaten on a video. She was undressed and there was many people that could have helped her. They laughed and joked instead. Shanquella came back from a vacation dead with a broken neck and a spinal. I can hardly talk about it. Since November the 16th, no one has been arrested. The people who knew what happened to my daughter are living their lives. They have returned to work, and my family is left to wait and we to beg for answers. I am here as an American citizen to ask our president and everyone with the power to get justice for my daughter to help me. Please help me and my family.
And we will help you, Miss Robinson. Justice for Shanquella Robinson.
Justice for Shanquella Robinson.
Justice for Shanquella Robinson.
Justice for Shanquella Robinson.
Thank you. And now we're going to hear from her sister, Quilla Long, the sister of Shanquella Robinson.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The death of my beautiful sister has been the hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with in my life. I have dealt with death of a loved one in my family, but my sister's death is a different type of love. My mind have not been at ease. I have not been able to rest since October the 29th of 2022. I got the call of her death. I also was told lies about her death, and I witnessed, among others of the world, of a video of her death. This journey has been frustrating. The feeling of disheartened to our government. I feel like our government has failed us. Now we got to take extra steps and measurements as far as rallies, as far as press conferences,
Yes, ma'am.
mailing letters that I feel like we should not have to do.
That's
It's
right.
been 5 months and something should have been done.
That's right.
My sister was the sweetest person, lovable, business driven, and respectful. She didn't associate herself with drama. Okay, so I feel like whatever happened or the situation that took place at that villa, she was trying to leave and they wasn't trying to let her go.
My Lord. Thank you, Quilla.
On this journey, we just try to stand together and try to protect her as much as we can and fight for her because she's no longer here. She needed help then and she needs help now.
Amen. Thank you, Quilla.
Justice,
No peace.
No peace.
If anybody lose focus of why we standing out here in the rain, and they say it may not be the most ideal time to stand and do the press conference, I just think this rain are the tears of this mother and this family, and we'll stand with them in the rain, the sleet, or the snow until we get justice. And that's why we're going to go meet with the Department of Justice, and we're going to tell them they have the evidence. They had the evidence on day one when we saw the video.
That's right.
But now Attorney Robinson and us are going to tell them we got autopsy, we got witness statements, we got the Mexican government said they have already made the decision who killed her. And the only question is the President Biden and the State Department going to do anything about it. It's that simple. And we won't sleep until they do something about it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have John Barnett make some brief remarks. Then we're going to take a few of your questions. John Barnett. And what's your title, bro? National Civil Rights Activist John Burnett from Charlotte, North Carolina. Came all the way to be here.
And thank you, Attorney Crump, for being a strong male voice in our community. Thank you, Sister Tamika, being a strong female voice in our community.
Amen.
It was 1961. Malcolm X was speaking to an audience. And he said this, and this is the epitome of my sister, Shanquella Robinson. He said, the black woman is the most admired woman in the world, but yet the most disrespected. So I wonder if Shanquella Robinson's name, I wonder if her name was Britney Spears. I wonder if her name was Barbara Streisand or Madonna, Jennifer Aniston. Can I keep going? I wonder if she had those names, would we have justice by now? Now, an old wise man told me, he said, Reverend Sharpton was told me, he said that James Brown told him you got to be loud and dramatic. So we sent some pink envelopes. Sent some pink envelopes to Mexico. We sent some pink envelopes to Joe Biden's office. I know he's seen those pink envelopes. I know he's seen them. It's hard to fight that color pink. So I'm asking him to do one thing. President of the United States, and all of those individuals around you, including our sister Kamala Harris, I would ask that you step up as well, my sister, and give us some justice for Shanquella Robinson. We drove here from Charlotte, and we'll drive again tomorrow, and we're coming back next week. Because I do know that the Montgomery bus boycott was not just 3 days, y'all. It wasn't just 3 months. It was a whole year. So what happens is when you bring all this energy together, this energy, this strong man beside me and this sister behind me and all of these brothers and activists that came in today, this energy is going to come together. And we're going to start boiling. And we're going to keep getting on your nerves until you give us justice. Can the church say amen?
Amen.
I said, can the church say amen?
Amen.
So I'm going to close it out. Final words. I'm going to say this. I want y'all to repeat after me. If we don't stop, we will win.
We will win.
If we don't stop,
If we don't stop,
we will win.
we will
If
win.
we don't stop,
Great.
we will win. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Burnett. Thank you for your leadership and stand on this journey for how many days, Sue-Ann? 125 days. And we still haven't gotten justice. So we're going to take some of your questions, but I think Tamika said it best. Same thing we did for Natalie Holloway, Gabby Patina, every other white woman who went missing, where we stopped everything in America until we gave them the dignity and respect they deserve. Well, we're going to stop America to get justice for Shanquella Robinson. And with that, we'll take some of your questions if you have any.
One over like, of course, you look at Ms. Bland. She was killed in Texas. She died in Texas. Have y'all worked to mobilize sororities, links, other Black female organizations to also put pressure on the State Department and the White House to bring all that pressure to bear as well? Those, what, 5 to 800 to 1 million Black women?
I'll say this and then I'll have Tamika Mallory speak to it. Roland, it's not lost on us and hopefully on anybody else that we're standing in front of the National Council of Negro Women, the oldest organization of Black women civil rights leaders. And so Tamika Mallory, who is a great woman leader of this day, will speak to that issue, but we understand that question completely.
Yeah, so we, up until this point, this family has been very respectful of the federal government. I'm sorry. Up until this point, the family, and still at this point, the family has been very respectful of the federal government. They were told that something was going to be done. And so for the last several months, they have waited, believing that there was no way with the video that this would be stalled. At this point, after Attorney Sue Ann Robinson returned with the documents and the information and the research that she did there in Mexico, we can clearly state and begin to organize people around the idea that this is not a Mexico problem. This is now a United States problem. So yes, we will begin that process. Today begins, is the beginning of a campaign that should include all of our organizations, whether they be from the women to the men to whomever it is, and not just Black folks, but everybody in this country standing for Shanquella Robinson.
And then Attorney Robinson will say a brief word about that as well.
Well, to answer your question, Roland, I'm standing next to an AKA, and I'm a very proud Delta. So we're very much in the building, and we'll take help everywhere we can get it, because pressure is what is going to cause this case to be moved forward. So we welcome all the Divine Nine and every organization that will assist us in this matter.
And I think what Mr. Martin is saying, maybe we should be formal about it. We are going to write letters to the leadership of not just Black women organizations, but all Black organizations and all people of good moral character. So thank you, Roland Martin. Any other questions?
Have you had conversations with the State Department yet? The conversations with the State Department, specifically the International Affairs, was that they have no information. They will not give information. That we could contact the American Citizenship Department, but they also will not have any information. So we haven't been met with any assistance on this side. That's why we're here.
Are you having meetings this week with the Justice Department?
I've already put in a call, and I've already it's started now. One of the things that my partner, our queen Tamika Mallory, put a little pressure on, and it's fine. The same attention we go out and get when Black men are unjustly killed, whether it's Tyree Nichols or George Floyd. Crump, you need to make sure we're doing the same thing for Black women. And so whatever influence we got with the White House, they ain't gonna let me not use it for Shanquella Robinson. And so we're gonna be talking about Tyree and the George Floyd bill, but we're gonna be talking about Shanquella Robinson too. And that we plan on going to meet with them and give them the information, and we're gonna get that to them today.
To the White House today.
To the Justice Department today. The State Department will get the information today. We don't want to give them any excuse why not to do one or two things. And I'm sure Until Freedom are going to help us with a petition on this. One or two things we're asking for. Either extradite the killer and those who aided and abetted back to Mexico, or take jurisdiction of the matter. They got the power to do it. So they just got to act.
And Ms. Robinson wrote a letter earlier this week, and the letter has been sent to the President of the United States, the Vice President, the State Department, who else is on the letter, and Department of Justice.
Right, Department of Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it. I know it's a lot of things going on in the world, and I know they're busy, but they can appoint somebody in the State Department to deal with this matter. They certainly did it with Natalie Holloway.
That's right.
Okay.
When exactly did Mexican officials announce that the case was closed now when the U.S. officials?
It's not closed, right?
Well, it's not closed.
Well, their case has been submitted, and that was confirmed on the trip. That was the week of February 13th when I went to Mexico.
That they submitted it to the U.S. State Department.
Have you seen the arrest warrant?
No, I have not seen the arrest warrant, but I have seen all of the investigative documents.
Yeah. Any other questions before we go? We're gonna take 2.
4 months already, and you mentioned like getting the president involved, getting Vice President Kamala Harris involved. What is the timeline? Should this be happening in like a week, a month?
Justice delayed is justice denied. It's been 125 days. If you got evidence on video of a crime, you know, y'all gonna make me go back a little bit to my mantra when it was 5 black police officers who killed Tyree Nichols. 20 days, terminated, arrested, and charged. Because you have video of a crime that you can see. It should be no different when it's anybody who commit a crime on video. You go arrest them. You charge them based on the evidence you see on video. You ain't got to speculate. You ain't got to wonder. I mean, she beat her literally to death. Literally. And so what more evidence do we have to give you, America? State Department, what more evidence do we have to give you? Justice for Shanquella Robinson now.
Right.
Okay.
Has the person been identified when it needs to be extradited?
Yes.
Deja Jackson.
Is the family going after any other parties?
We want to make sure all of the individuals who had anything to do with the murder of Shanquella Robinson be held accountable. And we'll keep you all updated. Press at beingcrump.com. We will keep you updated. The name?
Jackson.
All right, I got it.
How to spell it?
I got it. Hello.
And can you share the names of the other 5?
They're available online.
Yeah, and if you reach out to press at beingcrump.com, we'll try to get it to
right.
you.
No, but if you Google, all 6 names are very clearly there.
Okay.
It's there. It's there.
Okay.
It's very clear. Their pictures and everything are there. Yeah.
Where's her name at? Okay. It's Dejanay Jackson. D as in David, EJHANE Jackson. Common spelling. And you see her on video. What Tamika said and what Sue Ann Robinson said. You see the video. You have audio. I mean, you hear her say she won't fight back.
I just want to make clear that obviously the criminal justice systems are different between Mexico and the United States. So the person who's been identified by the Mexican authorities and has been identified in the video is Dejanay Jackson. So it'll remain to be seen when she's brought to justice how that will occur. The other individuals, the travel mates of Shanquella Robinson, are Winter Donovan, Nazir Wiggins, Elise Hyatt, Malik Dyer, and Khalil Cook. Those are the people who traveled with her to Mexico.
Justice for Shanquella Robinson.
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 Thank you, Sabina. Thank you, everybody. We'll keep you all updated.
You just don't understand. I'm retired military, and I've never in my life seen no crap like this.
Well, thank you,
But
sister.
I'm also here because I'm a sister and I'm alive.
Amen.
And Michael Jordan has been on my list. I have also been suffering because of what he has done. You want to give black women a chance? I'm here.
Thank you.
Michael Jordan, give me my money now.
Michael Jordan.
Honey, what did Michael Jordan do? Did you hear her at the end? She said, Michael Jordan, give me my money now. Ma'am, that was not the time nor the place. I don't know who you are, what you are, why you felt that was appropriate to bring up. That's what I don't like, y'all. And I've stepped away for a minute. People bringing up unnecessary stuff to deflect from what's happening. That is a rally for Shanquella Robinson's family so that they can let the world know we've hired a lawyer. The assistant flew to Mexico, spoke to who she needed to spoke to, saw the documents. Things are moving. They want them to move faster. He made valid points that if she was a white woman, justice would have been served. Okay. So you hop yourself in the camera. Michael Jordan, give me my money. We do not care about whether Michael Jordan owe you money. Okay, go find another channel to do that. I would have shut her mic down and turned the camera off for her. But anyway, I'm very glad that this has come out because so many people spin these narratives. The case is over. They make up 101 videos. Well, should we take this off the floor? Should we remove this? Don't remove nothing off the floor because the facts is there. The facts is there. What are we remove? I don't know who video that was. Remove the video off the floor. Why even ask that question just to have a damn live stream to put her name in the title and get a view? And I understand, well, you got a name in the title. Hell yeah, because we talking about the press conference. I dislike that her conversations are talking in circles lately versus having some real honest conversations about what happened. Did anybody open up the petition and go down the list of action steps and say, well, this is what I've done to do my part? No, we want to talk about BS and not support this family. We want to still try to drag this family through the mud. Just let me tell y'all, my spirit gets irritated. But this brought me joy to see. If you missed the conference, thank you for being here watching it with me. If you have not watched it, hit the replay game, catch it later. But I'm going to go ahead and get off this live because I have to get back to work. But I'm definitely excited to see that woman, his assistant, flew out to Mexico. Okay. And they're making things happen and pushing people and getting the job done. So with that being said, hit the like button if you are so inclined. Hit the subscribe button. And guys, I will see you all later on tonight for a live stream. Okay. All right. See you later. Bye, guys. What's up, y'all?
Come get this commentary.